Hi Dad, happy birthday. You're 70 years old. It's a big number and I think that it makes you officially middle-aged. Instead of buying you an expensive birthday present this year, I wanted to make you this video. I think that it's a lot more personal and it's been a lot cheaper, which I hope you appreciate. Over the years you've changed, but not an awful lot. You're a very cute kid, you're a dashing young man, and you're a distinguished gentleman right now. You've had an interesting and very successful life. I think you've got a great family, if I say so myself, and it's been a pleasure making this video. I hope that you enjoy it. So, without further ado, you entered the world in 1947 in Pietermaritzburg, a very different world to today's South Africa. Born to father Dani, an author, journalist and pioneer for Indians in South Africa, and mother Saraswati, a driven and strong woman. You were the youngest of 6 children, brothers Paul, Moya and Sunny, and sisters Haron and Rena. And weren't you just a cutie? Not many pictures exist of your childhood in South Africa, and I'd have loved to have seen more of those. I can only imagine that it was a really good time. Moya has told me that he remembers when your Uncle Bhagwan was staying with you all. He would impress you by making a coin magically double. Moya saw this as a good opportunity, and he would help you spend the cash, regularly taking you to the Grand Cinema to watch cowboy films and cartoons. He remembers you both climbing up the 100 or so steps to the non-white section to watch these. In October 1956, you left South Africa, bound for London, with Paul, Moya and Rena. You flew in a DC-3 and a Vickers Viscount airplane, which I know you found really exciting. Rena told me that as you guys were travelling unaccompanied, your mother had specially packed the biggest alarm clock she'd ever seen to make sure you didn't miss any stops. Paul remembered that on one leg of the journey, the captain's wife excitedly burst into the cabin to tell you that there was a huge herd of elephants, numbering maybe 100 strong, on the plain below you. When you arrived in London, you were met by Auntie Rani, Sunny and Haron. You spent your first few months at 19 Cornwall Gardens, Kensington, where the milkman stopped in for tea each morning on his horse-drawn cart. When the house was ready and fully furnished, you all moved in to Borneo Street, Putney. Paul says that you had a keen interest in science and geology, and Haron had probably bought you a fossil hammer. He said that you kept a large specimen in the cellar that was millions of years old. I wonder if it's still there now. You joined the Sea Scouts, and it looks as though you enjoyed that a lot. It must have given you your love of being on the water. You went to the Elliott School like brothers Moya and Paul before you, and you grew into a fine young man. My colleague saw this photo on my screen as she walked past. She stopped and asked me who the very handsome boy was. I thought you'd like that. But I don't recall you ever owning a Mini. How cool is Moya here? Your working life began with work as a removalist for Pickfords and also at Burton's. As a model, maybe? Life carried on well for the Bramdor and Cox families, with Rena marrying Tony and nieces Julie and Jenna arriving. You joined the Crown Agents, where you spent your career. You were also lucky enough to meet Mum, Sally. Very lucky, by the look of it. You married Sally in 1976 and have been loving every minute of it ever since. Nice nightshirt. Hello, hello, hello. Watch out, Special Constable Bramdor is here. And what a fine chap he is. Your brother Paul told me that you once rescued a Jewish man who had thrown himself in with a grappling pole. Well done. Obviously, I'll never forget the thrill of you receiving your long service medal from the River Police. Excuse me. And here we are. And there you are in another excellent nightshirt. I came along and you were a dad. Soon after that, Abigail made us a family. You both look so young. We had a great time. We moved to Sutton. This is my favourite photo of you. Weekends and day trips were awesome, and we went on so many great holidays. Here you are on our boat holiday on the Thames that we'll never forget. You always made sure that wherever we were, we would visit the very best country pubs around, something that I'll try to emulate in my career as a father. In the 90s, all of the Bramdor siblings managed to get together again with your mother, the first time in 40 years, and quite an occasion. In 1997, you took us all on the holiday of a lifetime to revisit your roots in South Africa, and what a trip it was. You have always been a fan of the finer things in life. I can imagine that even as you watch this, you'll have on a trendy polo shirt and the Rolex on your wrist. Oh no, that's me. I love that you enjoy these things, Dad, as do I. And how could I leave out the fancy cars? The Nettle Green Jetta and the only Pooh Brown Maxi in Sutton. In more recent years, life has only gotten more interesting. You've seen Abigail graduate and watch us both enjoy our adult lives. We have had some brilliant times, and though I'm sorry to be so far away, it is wonderful that you and Mum have been able to visit so often and for such great times. When Amber and I married in 2014, it was a fairy tale adventure that just couldn't have been better. We have been blessed to become parents ourselves, and having you and Mum to help guide us has been wonderful. You are both excellent grandparents, and James loves calling Nanny and Poppy London as often as he can. We can't wait to welcome our second child into the world, and we love that you are excited too.
Kite.
Do you love your Poppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Tell me what you're making, James.
Birthday Poppy London.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear
Poppy London. Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Hip hip hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
All right,
Now
maybe
blow
one
them
now.
out. Wow.
Wow.
You're good at that.
Can you say happy birthday, Poppy London?
It's Poppy London.
Good boy.
Can you talk to Poppy London in the camera?
Say happy birthday.
Say happy
Poppy
birthday.
birthday,
Good job.
Poppy!
Now what are we going to do?
Eat cake. We're going to eat the cake.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Look at that lovely cake. That is a hot waxy mess. Love you, Dad. Happy birthday. Mwah.
Happy birthday, Shell. We hope it's a really good one. We miss you and love you.